It is Tuesday, which means it is time for another edition of Let's Talk Tuesdays. I am BrendenPlayz, and now I want to first of all say, if you haven't already, you have to go over to my channel or go into the website, BrendenPlayz.com. Yes, I do have a website. It is not quite there yet. It's on the way, but it still has all my videos on there. Go onto those mediums and go and check out the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I thought it was one hell of a show. I thought it came out very, very well. It was full of lots of twists, turns, and a few surprises there. So I think it was certainly a fun show. So if you want to go and check that out, it is on my channel. I highly encourage you to go do so. But as well as that, I highly encourage you to check out this episode of Let's Talk Tuesday. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. And of course, I answer the viewer questions that you leave in the comment section down below on these episodes. So first up, we have a question that comes very similar. I mean, 4 guys have asked pretty much the same question. Now, I will go ahead and read out their questions because I like to give people shout-outs. So, Neil A. Joshi, he wants to know, Brendan, who do you think will be the next WWE World Heavyweight Champion? As well as that, I'm butchering this, Freal Deal, the man, he thinks who will be the future World Heavyweight Champion. Nibako7 says, who do you think Brian will lose the championship to and also when? And Nick AA, who will be the next WWE World Heavyweight Champion? So, pretty much the same question from all 4 of those guys. Who's going to be the next champion and when's it going to happen? Now, I think Daniel Bryan will hold the championship for quite a while yet. It really depends on how well he's doing as a champion in terms of ratings and in terms of, I wouldn't say buy rates anymore because the network is really changing the way they're going to view pay-per-views now. So I don't know how they kind of view the data in the network. I haven't heard anything about it, but if I was them, if I was running the network side of things, I would be seeing how many people are viewing the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I would see how many people are viewing it live and how many people viewed the whole thing in total live. And then look at the percentage of people who have watched or have watched the main event compared to the starting match, and see how many more people are drawing interest in certain matches. Because some people, they don't watch all of the pay-per-view. You know, if you've got the network, you have that luxury now. You don't have to watch the whole show. You can go check it out later. But if you feel as though, oh god, I have to check out Evolution and the Shield straight away, I'm going to watch it live, and maybe I might check out the rest later, you can kind of get the feeling of which matches are the drawing cards on the show. And I'm sure they have that data there that they can look off. So that's kind of how I would measure how a pay-per-view is doing, how a certain match in a pay-per-view is drawing. You know, as well as that, they will have pay-per-view buy rates. There's still going to be overseas viewers who don't have access to the network. I have access. So, you know, of course there are ways to get the network, but majority of people overseas don't have the network, so they still have that mechanism to view how well a pay-per-view is selling, you know, from the overseas international viewers. So they still have that mechanism to use. So I'd be kind of using, you know, certainly the network as well as other mediums to really address how well a person is drawing. And obviously Daniel Bryan, the World Heavyweight Champion right now, the drawing card is on him. How well is he going to draw? The reason why I bring this up is if he doesn't draw well in the next 2-3 pay-per-views, if they are a bust, once the pay-per-view buy rates do come out, once these statistical data does come out, we're going to kind of get the feeling that, okay, if Daniel Bryan's drawing well, okay, we'll keep the title on him, we'll keep him going, let's keep this yes movement going. If it's not working, they probably will change plans, and probably could happen at SummerSlam. They may try a quick fix, maybe bring Cena in with the belt or something like that. But I do believe that Daniel Bryan will hold up as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion probably till the end of the year. I'm talking Survivor Series, maybe, you know, TLC. I think he's going to have a long reign because he had a couple of short ones. If he has a 1, 2, 3 month reign, it's going to kind of feel, you know, pointless. All that build up, all that, you know, all the hype, the whole yes movement thing is going to feel, you know, pointless, because if he loses it, he's not going to get it back for a while, maybe for a year or 2, I think. So the only person I can see him losing it to is Batista. Or Brock Lesnar, but I don't think Brock Lesnar is going to be back for a while. Can't see Brock Lesnar being in the WWE picture until, you know, obviously he's going to be there at SummerSlam, but I can't see him being in the title match. If he is, I can't see him winning it because he's not going to compete in the next pay-per-view. You know, not going to go into Night of Champions. then I think it's Hell in a Cell. He's not going to compete in those pay-per-views. He's going to be at the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber maybe, and then WrestleMania. That's going to be his best time for him to be the World Heavyweight Champion, if that's to be the case. So really, there's not many options. I mean, you can have Triple H. No, not really. Can't see him winning it. Randy Orton, we've seen it already. Batista hasn't been champion for years, so I think Batista would be the #1 pick right now. Obviously, there's a lot of question marks on his current WWE status, so I do think he'll come around. Maybe it could be Daniel Bryan versus Batista at SummerSlam, Batista going over and winning the belt. That could happen, and Batista may have a couple of month reign, because I can't see Batista holding the title for too long, even though Batista's my favourite, but I'm not being biased. I do think Batista will win the championship, and I think it'd be something cool to see, Daniel Bryan versus Batista. So my #1 pick right now would be Batista, but if it's a quick fix situation, we could see Cena back in the title picture. Same old shit, that could happen. Who knows? I don't think they're going to take the risk on a Cesaro or something like that. Or they could, of course, I've spoken about this before, turn Sheamus heel and bring him into the title picture, and maybe he could be the next world champion. Who knows? If his heel turn is successful, that could be the case. So that certainly has to happen anyways, because Daniel Bryan's running out of contenders to face anyways. So we'll move on to the next question now. Now, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name, but I'm going to say Jelmina. I'm not going to bother the last name, I'm sorry. He or she, I'm not sure what kind of name that is. I've never heard that name in my life. Brendan, what do you think about Kane returning to be a monster? I think it's a great short-term fix on the World Championship scene, because there is no contenders right now. And, Kane can quite comfortably turn into a monster and be a legitimate threat to a championship. It's the same with Big Show and Mark Henry. They can be built up in a matter of weeks to be a legitimate threat to any championship they want because of their size. And it's an easy way to get Bryan some wins, keep his title reign going. It is a bit of filler before we do see the big headline feud occurring, or whoever that may be. But I think Kane coming back as a monster is a good decision to make, and he's still working with the Authority, so still have that storyline. The storyline around it right now is a bit crazy. I mean, this whole Brie Bella situation, her acting's horrible. She's probably got to leave this storyline ASAP, whether Kane abducts her or she just gets knocked out and now she's out of action for 6 months. I don't know. I don't care, because I don't like Brie Bella. I like Nikki Bella. I don't like Brie Bella. Nikki's just fucking, she's good, but Brie Bella. I'm not talking about their wrestling. Who cares about wrestling? Divas wrestling, honestly. But anyways, going off topic there. Kane, I think he will never win the championship. So the kind of belief that, okay, Daniel Bryan's going to lose is not there. So that's kind of the big problem around that. Do you really believe Kane's going to beat Daniel Bryan? Do you think he's going to end the Yes Movement? No. So you kind of know who's going to win. It's going to be predictable. But, they are doing some gimmick matches with them. Apparently the rumor is that Payback, it'll be a Buried Alive match, which I think we haven't seen one of them in a while. I don't know when the last one was. Maybe Kane the Undertaker. Did that happen, in 2010? I didn't watch WWE in 2010, so I don't know. But that's when I think the last one happened, maybe even before that, so I'm not sure. So a Buried Alive match would be cool, and we saw an Extreme Rules match at Extreme Rules, and it was a cool, match. I really enjoyed it, and you had the cool flaming table spot, so they had some good moments in that match. So obviously they can build a good rivalry around the two and just be a brutal, brawl. Beat the crap out of each other. Kane doesn't have to win the belt for it to be, a good feud. Kane making it personal certainly helps the feud as well, and that's. I really believe Kane coming back as a monster is a good thing, because his corporate Kane gimmick was not really working at all, and he can be a monster overnight quite comfortably. People are going to believe that Kane can turn into a monster, and he has been built up very, 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 very well, in my opinion. The whole tombstoning Daniel Bryan 3 times thing was like, holy shit, Kane just beat the crap out of Daniel Bryan. This is pretty awesome. So you kind of knew, oh shit, Kane is back. Here we go. And you kind of got the feeling that he meant business, and you can believe in the character quite easily. So yes, Kane coming back as a monster is a good thing. Okay, so moving on to the next question. So these two guys ask pretty much the same thing, but also there's two questions in one. So Tommy asks, what are your thoughts about Evolution reuniting? And Jeremy asks, who is your favorite Evolution member, and who is your favorite diva? So we'll get into we'll start with the diva. My favorite diva, I think I just said before, Nikki Bella. Not because she's in a wrestling. She's my favorite person on Total Divas. I don't know why. I kind of taken a bit of a liking to her. As in terms of in ring, probably I think the default would be AJ Lee, because really there isn't anyone that I like. I'm trying to think. This whole Paige situation, I'm not buying into it yet. So right now it is probably AJ, but that's just kind of by default. So anyways, favorite Evolution member and my thoughts on them reuniting. Favorite Evolution member is, well, that's a tough one because I like all three, but Batista is my favorite wrestler of all time. But I also really like Triple H. So right now I think Triple H is the best out of the three in terms of, actually everything. He's just on fire. He's really producing some of the best work in his career. I thought Batista was, he's been my favorite wrestler, but I really liked his period after Evolution, not whilst he was in Evolution. Now, once he turned from Evolution, obviously, it was the whole point of it was Triple H. He's the man, so you couldn't really get into the Batista character anyways. But favorite Evolution member, Batista. My thoughts on them reigniting, I think it's fantastic because if you know me and you follow my channel, I said when I made a video on WWEWH14, I said that I would love to see Evolution versus The Shield, and that was, I think I did that one up a couple of days after the game came out, so November last year. I've been wanting The Shield versus Evolution, and I kind of thought, hey, this could happen. Batista comes back, we could see Evolution reunite, and that's exactly what happened. So I've been really wanting these guys to return, and they had a fucking great match at Extreme Rules. I really, really loved that match, and I really hope they do another one at Payback. It seems as though that's going to be the case, so that's going to be fantastic because I think Evolution are awesome. Even though there are two of them in their 40s and one's been around forever, but still somehow is very, very young and 33, Randy Orton. I think he might be 34 now, I don't know. But, these guys have been around forever, but they still can go. They still put on a great story, put on great matches, and put them in the ring with the Shield is, that's money. That's just fantastic right there. I wouldn't mind seeing them against the Wyatt family as well. You see on the screen now, we've got Evolution and the Wyatt family taking each other on. I wouldn't mind seeing that match either. I think that could certainly work as well. So I wouldn't mind, Evolution sticking around a little longer. Obviously, it'd be a heel versus heel thing, and I know WWE doesn't like to do that, but they did the Shield and Evolution heel versus heel anyways. So maybe that could occur. But I guess the Wyatt family, they're kind of working with the Authority as is, because the Authority likes to stick them against whoever they want many times. So it probably would make sense storyline, but I wouldn't mind seeing that match. But obviously, the Shield and Evolution's a dream match of mine, and it's fantastic to see it. So I think it's been a great feud so far. So thumbs up from me for Evolution's return. Okay, so the final question for this week's edition comes from a good friend of the channel, MathWiz97X. Now, you have to go check out his videos. He's got fantastic Universe Mode videos over there. I highly recommend it. I'll actually link his channel in the description down below, so make sure you go check out MathWiz's channel. If you like my stuff, you'll like his stuff even more. So, he's got a couple of questions he wants me to answer. So, one is favorite match type, 3 features I'd like to see on WWE2K15, and my favorite bands. So, first of all, I'm going to do a whole Let's Talk Tuesday on WWE2K15 in the future. Might happen in a couple of weeks. Obviously, if I have a week where I don't have many questions, that's probably when it will occur. Favorite match type, well, actually, we'll go with the favorite band first. At the moment, I like metal stuff, so at the moment, I'm loving Five Finger Death Punch. I like Avenged Sevenfold. I like Slipknot, Stone Sour, bands like that. I can't really think of them off the top of my head. But I also like 90s rap, so I really like Tupac as well. I think he's fucking phenomenal. But, I don't really listen to too much, different, styles. I just kind of have a couple of different things. And, I will listen to anything if it kind of is catchy. If I kind of like it, I'll dig it. But, I kind of stick away from the whole pop and, all that crap you see, mainstream crap these days. I cannot listen to that. So certainly a bit of a metal fan. So now, favourite match type. Well, favourite match type, it's a hard one because I really love the Royal Rumble. And as well as that, I really love the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series tag team matches. It's hard to pick one. I really love both of them. Obviously, in recent times, Survivor Series has really suffered. It's been terrible. But I can go back. I've been going back on the network and checking out some once in the early 2000s, and they were fucking fantastic. I really love Survivor Series. But as well as that, the Royal Rumble is just full of surprises. It's full of, you never know what's going to happen. It's unpredictable. It's 30 men, so it's a long match. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be, what you're going to get. You're going to get something awesome. So the Royal Rumble kind of always delivers. And Survivor Series 5-on-5, I hope they keep it going, because I fear they're going to stop doing those matches. And certainly in recent years, it's been very lacking. But I love those matches. So for me, I think I'd have to go with the Royal Rumble right now, but if you had asked me a couple of years ago, I would have said Survivor Series 5-on-5 tag team. And probably people ask me what kind of matches I would like to see, come back. There really isn't that many matches that I would like to see. Obviously, I would like to see the matches they have now, like Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber. I like those matches, but in PG time, it's been really lacking. So some matches I would like to see that they already have, amped up a little bit, a bit more extreme, yes, bring in the blood, stuff like that can really amp up a match, in my opinion. So, some of the match types I like, I've absolutely loved, but now in recent years, they're just not the same. So, the Royal Rumble's really the only persistent match, and that's transitioned from that Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression era, now into the PG reality era, and it's still been very, very exciting, consistent over these years. So, Royal Rumble for me. And that'll do it for this week's edition of Let's Talk Tuesday. It's a bit of a longer one. If you want to submit your question, make sure you do so in the comments section down below. I will read them out if I like your question next week, or maybe even the week after. I don't know. So stick your WWE 2K15 questions away, because I will be doing one of those episodes coming up soon. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this week's edition. If you did, make sure you subscribe, because there's more coming up next Tuesday. And leave a like on the video. That would help me out a lot. So guys, you know what you got to do. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook. Check out the website if you want as well. And also, have a fantastic day. I will see you next time.